Savitri, over to you.
A very warm welcome and healthy morning to all of you out there. A hearty welcome and thank you for making time to attend this session. During the pandemic, teachers were education's first responders. They have gone above and beyond to ensure that the education of their students is not hindered. We couldn't find a better way to express our heartfelt gratitude to all the teachers on this special day. We have amidst us Dr. Ushy Mohan, an inspirational medical school professor, a visiting faculty in many B schools, a doctor, an articulate and powerful motivational speaker, leadership coach, communication scientist, a strong crusader heading Doctors Against Corruption, a stand up comedian, to mention a few of the many hats she wears. She's called the Iron Lady for she effectively manages 12 careers simultaneously. I will never forget the first time I listened to you, Dr. Ushy. I was super impressed and inspired by your positivity and energy, your verbal eloquence, and your sense of humor. So, we wanted to create that amazing opportunity for our students to experience, get motivated, and inspired. On behalf of DJ Academy for Managerial Excellence and Coimbatore Management Association, I'm delighted to welcome you, Dr. Ushy. Thank you for gracing us with your presence and for accepting to deliver the keynote address on the practice of excellence. I also take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Prashant, President, Coimbatore Management Association, Mr. Krishna Kumar, Secretary, CMA and Executive Committee Member, CMA, Dr. Narayanan, Director, DJ Academy for Managerial Excellence, faculty, students of DJ Academy, and attendees from academia and industry. Welcome once again.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Prashant, can I request you to say a few words, please?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. And first of all, let me wish all the teachers in the group very happy Teachers Day. Teaching is not just confined to those in the teaching profession alone. I think consciously or subconsciously, every one of us learn from people around us, those we interact with and those we know. So I think we owe gratitude and thanks to all those who have shaped us into the people that we are today. Thank you once again, Dr. Ushy, for gracing the occasion. At CMA, one of the things that we always want to do is to encourage industry and academia interaction. This joint session between the CMA and one of our most vibrant student chapters, the DJ Academy for Managerial Excellence, is yet another example of the bridge that we want to build between academia as well as corporate and the real world. We've had a few of these sessions, obviously all in the virtual format over the past few months. The thoughts that we discussed, the topics that we had to talk about have been varied. But I think this is one of the most important topics that our students, not just students, I think all of us on the call need to familiarize ourselves with. And that is the one that you're going to be talking about, the practice of excellence. While doubtless you are our expert on the topic, I just wanted to share a couple of words on why I think this is important. A lot of times in the corporate world or in real life, you always find that people make grand plans, but they really don't go ahead and focus on executing them and implementing them well. So excellence is not something that you put on paper. Excellence is not something that you visualize as an end goal. It is something that you have to practice consciously day in and day out for it to result in the desired outcomes that you wish to see. So this is something that I can vouch for in my own personal experience. it's not easy to do, which is why speakers like Dr. Ushy would be so helpful and insightful in helping us understand how do we embrace this seemingly easy but very, very difficult to implement a concept in our day-to-day lives. So thank you once again, Professor AGV and Dr. Savitri, as well as Mr. Sriraman for the opportunity. We are so happy to work with DJ Academy every time. Now, let me turn over proceedings to Professor AGV and set the floor open for our speaker of the day.
Doctor, now the virtual floor is open to you.
Yeah. Doctor, before we start, we have a video of Dr. Ushy and subsequent.
Please, Saran.
I hope the video is visible, sir.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes,
It is.
it is.
Can you just make sure you share system audio, because then the audio will be clearer rather than playing from your mic.
So over to the speaker for the day. Over to you, ma'am.
Right. So just stop the screen share and I'll be comfortable.
Yeah, I've done it, ma'am. You can start this.
Okay, so I hope everyone can see me. You need to spotlight the speaker. Yeah. So, okay, right. So I hope all of you are okay, because I can't see any of you. I always insist that everyone switches on their cameras and all that. I'm somebody who loves human beings. I'm a doctor. I hate online consultations, but during the current time, I've got to do it. Yesterday, after one of my sessions, the participant asked me, "Who made you a lady?" Now, I really wouldn't be able to answer such questions at the end of the session, but I guess that was a compliment which he was indirectly paying me, because he said it's a big loss for mankind. So I really didn't understand statements like this. In another place where I finished my training, there's a gentleman who texted me online, and he said, "I never knew a lady could be a good trainer." Now, it's very interesting, because this clearly demonstrates the mindset of people. It clearly also demonstrates that people really want to speak something nice, but they end up saying something else. So if you observe me today, I've got this special look under my eye, which gives me that Chandramukhi kind of look, because I really want to ensure that people are scared and at least listen to me. Because sometimes, you know, when you're very humble, when you're very laid back, when you're very much probably just saying it's okay, thank you, it's okay, thank you. People tend to think that you can come 1 foot ahead and step on your foot. So ladies and gentlemen, I've been in business for many years. And when I say business, I believe that I've been a teacher. I'm so proud I'm a teacher, I touch the future. I believe that the teacher is the only profession, teaching is the only profession where it makes all other professions. And by choice, I became a teacher. By choice, I remain one. And even if I die because of COVID, I'm coming back for all of you guys. So better pay attention, because anyone who comes in touch with me, they're really worried about me because I'm a very spiritual person. So people ask me, like, can you leave your body? Can you go this side? Do you wear a white sari and go around at 12 o'clock in the night? So these are the questions my students ask me because they've seen me do the funniest of things. I love my students, and all of you after today who are students, whether you're 50 years old or 60 years old or even 19 or 20 years old, are my students. I myself am a student of life. I'm ready to learn even from a 10-year-old child or a 5-year-old child. I'm ready to learn from my driver, from my watchman, from my cook, or anybody down the street, maybe just a random beggar on the railway station where probably they've taught me lessons which I've shared and I've kept very, very closely to me, more than reading somebody's 7 habits of the successful people. And every small child, if you ask, what do you want to do 10 years from now? They say, I want to be Bill Gates. Nobody says I want to be Tata. Nobody says I want to be Birla. Everybody wants to become Bill Gates. So I am a hardcore Indian. And I believe that the first lesson for today is, if you want excellence, you should have a strong sense of belonging to where you are. I love my college. I got out of that college 40 years ago. But even till today, I'm in touch with my teachers, with my principal. I give back whenever I can without charging a single penny. The first day in my college, ladies and gentlemen, when I asked a question, the first experience in a professional medical college was get out. Why? Because we are not allowed to ask questions. Those who ask questions are arrogant. Being a lady, you are asking questions, doubly arrogant. Which means that at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, my first experience was that of standing outside the classroom. I used to be a sports person. And just because I was intelligent, people said, you should become a doctor. Because I hated mathematics, I never went near engineering. So by default, I went into a subject. I enjoyed it. I loved it because I dealt with people. I always scored the highest in the class. Because I was very mischievous, they thought I got the question papers. Second year, they thought I copied. Third year, they thought I had a very big influential father. Only in the fourth year, they realized that this lady's got something she's doing differently. That's when they started taking a close look at me. And finally, after 15 years, after my post-graduation, they decided that I was a one-piece manufacturing defect. And I'm glad. Whatever anybody thinks, I really don't care. And I think I care about those who love me, those whom I trust, and those who believe that, they can stand beside you and keep telling you, you can go, you can go, you can go. It's just like a race horse. If you open a gate, the racehorse is not going to run. You got to spur the racehorse with something pokey and painful. And only when it gets that poke on the sides, right, it starts running. So the entire context is, on your own, excellence won't come to you. The context is, you're not lucky, you're not blessed. It's not God's gift to you. When other people are sleeping, I burnt my backside off. Everybody wants to go to the Mars. Everybody's standing straight and looking up with a rocket. But nobody is ready to set your bum on fire. And any of my students understand that without hard work, be it smart work or any other work, nothing will take you where you want to go. The fuel for somebody who believes in excellence is different. The fuel for somebody whose brain is running on the thought of, I want to do more. I need to achieve more than the best. I want to give back to the society. I really want to excel at what I'm good at and what I enjoy doing, does not, ladies and gentlemen, come to the ordinary mindset. If you're happy being ordinary, there are millions of them, feel free, and there's nothing wrong with it. But there's only a minority out there who work towards excellence. because excellence is an island, mediocrity is an ocean. If you want to just go wet your feet in the water, come out and say, wow, I got my degree, good luck to you. Most of the degrees are laminated. We cannot even wipe our bum with it, it will slip. I want you to remember that I speak raw, I speak straight. And I'm not somebody who's pretentious. I'm not going to come here and tell you stories about greatness and say that I'm a time management coach and I come 15 minutes late to the class. So I believe that we need to walk our talk. We need to be who we are. And we need to have the guts to own up to what we are and what we are not. Whatever Professor Narayanan is, I am not. So when he is good at something, I need to learn from him, but I also need to work with him so that he can do what he's really good at and I can do what I'm really good at. Then we have two people who are really good at two things and not one person who's struggling with one thing useless and with one thing probably they're good at. Why? Because I don't want to give Professor Narayanan the chance. If he becomes more important than me, what if other people like him more than me? What if everybody says he's a greater man than me? In life, ladies and gentlemen, everyone is suffering from this disease of compare and contrast. If you're making friends today, you make friends with those people who are just like you. I dare all the students today, go and make friends with people who are absolutely unlike you. And that's where the challenge comes in, because you will learn to lose. What is lose? Learn one strategy every day. If somebody is good with finance, I hug them, even if they hate me, because I'm lousy at it. I need someone really shrewd to tell me what to do, because in business, it's a very, very big part of business. I'm great with ideation, with creativity, with leadership, with leading people, with getting deliveries, processes at all levels. What I'm good at, I believe that I make 10 more people as good as me. And some of them are better than me, which means that through sharing, you can ensure that somebody becomes better than you. And that's the responsibility of a good leader. People who excel are never threatened by other people. People who excel always breed better people. People who excel embrace differences and are ready to learn from each other. People who are excellent, they will enjoy mentoring and they will also enjoy being mentored. When I was teaching in one of the MBA classes, one student came up to me with a big face. And you know what he told me? Ma'am, after you die, where we listen to you? Because I'm quite old, you can see here. And then I thought like, oh, I said, where do you want to listen to me after I die? He said, you need to start a YouTube channel. Until then, I didn't know what is YouTube. Because I come from a generation where it was only my face, not Facebook, right? We contacted live. We played stones, we drew squares, we went and attacked cows' tails, we pulled donkeys' bums, we did all kinds of things which today's children do not enjoy. Sadly, you can't enjoy PUBG too, all right? Now, I believe that I came from a generation which believes in the best and the strongest human asset. It's called human being. But this world has converted all of us to human doing. Work, 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 work. I want to make millions, I want to make millions, and then I want to die. In between, you'll marry, so you'll die a couple of times. Okay? So I crack a few jokes. Don't think I'm unhappy. I abuse quite a bit. So please excuse me. Most of you are adults above the age of 18. Otherwise, legally, I'm informing you that I'm going to crack dirty jokes. And if you're going to go back home and say, today one dirty teacher came to corrupt me, so be it. Okay? I've come for free, so at least I need to entertain, right? So I call it a cerebral item girl. If you go to a movie, sometimes you used to go only to see Silk Smita. You don't care about anything else. The same way people who are excellent will bring the item number to your life and to your work. Will bring that item effect to your classroom and curriculum. There will be people in your life who you love. And there'll be people in your life who you see and get irritated. There'll be relatives who you love and look up to. The go-to person. You'll go running and ask them questions. In all your 50 or 20 teachers that you have in DJ, I'm sure 2 teachers you'll never forget. And I'm sure the other 50% you will not even remember their names. So my dear friends who are gathered over here, if you want to stay in the memory of people, please learn that excellent people learn to cover 12 inches. The journey from here to here. It's a very long journey. Many people are here only or here only. I believe that I'm a creature who uses here when it comes to me, who uses here when it comes to other people. And I think this is what is the first sign of excellence. You know intelligence and emotion. If you don't know intelligence and emotion, you will become a 99.9% monster. And you will trouble everybody with that 99.9. You might be a front bencher, you might be a university rank holder, you might be a CEO, but people who are with you will never be happy. Ladies and gentlemen, excellence is about success only? No, it's also about setbacks. There are 1,000 times when things haven't worked for me. And guess what? Every time it didn't work for me, I had a big smile on my face and I said, give me more. And I think that should be the attitude, not, hey, Amma, Rama, why is karma like this? Why my parents are like this? Why I came like this? She's so lucky, she's so lucky. You're forever cribbing. Those who are in crib mode will never be excelling at anything because you're wasting your energy. The session now, I'm just going to quickly run you through some PowerPoints so that you understand the context in which I'm speaking. One man's poison is another man's perfume. I'm irreligious. I'm not Hindu, Muslim, Christian, nothing. I'm human being. It's a very difficult religion. Okay, I've undergone many stress tests. It's called life. Okay, I smile and crack jokes, and I also put people in TRJ. So when I'm smiling, people better be careful. So, you know, there are many references to me. One is Margaret Thatcher, other one is Mayawati, but the worst reference is Mariamma. So when you get into that element, right, the dung, taka, da, dung, like, you know, you feel so good because you're in energy mode. People who excel, they run on energy. Energy, which is not from boost, which is not from greenery called grass, which is not from the 250 ml or 500 ml that you have on Saturday, Sunday, which is not from the white color liquid in a packet. It comes from 1200 grams between your ears. It's called the brain. The PowerPoint is not going to add value. The power in this point is going to add value. And I think excellence is all about your thoughts. Excellence is all about your deeds. But very important, excellence is all about your emotion. Emotion is the biggest fuel to excellence. People who are excellent and do their jobs beautifully doesn't mean perfectly. I believe care about other people. I also believe they wish well and mean well. And third, they believe they have the skills to help other people. If you have all of these attributes and you have a very strong focus of something that makes you happy, that you want, something that gives you money to live, and something which is going to give many people happiness and money to live, I think there you go. You become somebody who's an all-round person. There's no point having a 10-bedroom house without getting sleep in any one bedroom. There is no point driving a BMW or a Ferrari in a crowded city market. There's no point parking that Ferrari in your garage thinking, oh, I paid so much money. It has to be very safe and careful. Don't think you need to speak complicated English to be excellent. Whichever mother tongue that you know, you speak without fear. You might be right, you might be wrong. But at the end of the day, leta vandalu latest varno. And I think this is about excellence. There is no age for it. There is no degree for it. There is no geographic space for it. You can be in Timbuktu and be excellent, and you can be in Harvard and still be useless. And I'm just trying to tell you this, that every one of us in this room is capable of excellence. But it requires fire in your bum. How many of you are ready for that? Please ask yourself at the end of the session. I'm going to share a couple of slides, okay? And then I'm going to come back to you so that you can ask me a couple of questions, all right? We are 100 plus in this room. So let's do this. I hope everyone can see me. Can you see the slide? Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Prashant. There you go. So life today is like this. Yellame online. Even that newborn baby is looking at something he can't understand. My friends' children who are 1 and 2 years of age, they have their food with iPad. Food you need not have sometimes, but without iPad, food will not go in. So the moment they get up, it becomes like a great morning mantra. I want my iPad. I mean, they start crying like this. So we live in highly connected worlds, which are highly disconnected. You have 50,000 friends on Facebook, but when you die, 5 people also will not come. Have you ever seen the photographs of people who are unhappy on social media? So the challenge comes in when you're unhappy. The challenge comes in when you have difficulty. The challenge comes in when you're not able to do something. I'll show you a couple of videos as we go along, but quickly let's understand life today is highly disconnected, though we are connected through devices. Now, this is the humor in what I'm trying to share. We all need to upgrade. We all need to upgrade your thought process. If today Professor Narayanan is sitting where he's sitting and doing what he's doing, I believe all of you are capable. But you need to understand there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of thought process. There's a lot of expansion of the brain that has taken place before he went in to occupy a place which is occupying. It took me 30 years to be an overnight success. So you cannot say that you want everything tomorrow like Maggi noodles. In today's world, everyone wants to lose weight in 1 week. Everyone wants a slim TV screen, but your popcorn bag is fatter than that. So you have a slim TV screen and your bum is growing by the day. Why? Because everyone sits on there and expects Swiggy to bring everything to you. I myself am a victim. I got so excited that things that are cooked are being given to you, that everything that went into my lip became part of my hips. So we really need to be careful, okay? Just because things are easy, they need not be good. Lesson number 1. Just because things are hard, it doesn't mean you can't get it. Here I go. It's all about perspective. When you open the window, one fellow sees the sky, the other fellow sees the sand. If you want to run on diesel, welcome. If you want to run on kerosene, welcome. Remember, it's an ocean of mediocrity. You can go there and do whatever you want. Okay? Now, my name is Dr. Ushy. After I did a 3-hour session about a month ago, somebody called me and said, Dr. Sushi, thank you very much, Sushila madam, for what you did. People have poor listening skills. They only listen to reply. They don't listen to understand. Excellent people are deep listeners. They close their eyes, they open their minds, and they listen. They understand every word and every emotion that you're expressing, and they remember it because they're associated with another person. Like I said, great empaths are excellent people. If I don't feel what another person feels, then I cannot feel anything ever in my life. If I'm going to be only selfish, there's a big difference in being self-interested. Because I'm going to take everything only for me and not share it with anyone else. I believe excellence starts with self-interest. Love yourself, know yourself. If I love myself and know myself, I definitely be able to love everybody else and know them as well. What you cannot have, you can never give. And if you really want to lead somebody, you cannot lead them further than where you have gone. So if I need to lead somebody, I need to have been there 100 kilometers ahead so that I can show people the way. I cannot drag them. I can only show the light. And this is what people of excellence do. I love my students. Like I said, these are my students who are 18, 20, 21. They taught me how to pout, how to take selfie, how to go to Instagram, how to post pictures, how not to post pictures, how to be on Snapchat and every possible forum. Except Pornhub, I'm everywhere. That also they taught me, but I don't want to go there yet. Okay? Because as it is, people judge you. And the second worst problem is, I went to a software company. There was a very young girl. So I was just asking Professor Narayan, and I asked a young girl, do you drink? She said, yes. And the old lady next to her said, pooh, which means that's judgment. I believe that people who are expanded minds, they never judge anybody. They accept people for who they are and tell them, yeah, my kind, or maybe, yeah, I need to understand their perspective. Remember, it's all about context and perspective. So these are my younger students. Now I teach these older students also. So this is General Motors. I'm teaching students who are all PhDs. They're all great engineers, design engineers, working with Ford and working with GE and working with automotive industry across the world. And you can see that they've come all the way, putting all their egos aside to listen to me. So I've got students who are 18 years old, and I've got students who are 60 plus or 50 plus even, who sit and quietly listen to the sharing. Because ladies and gentlemen, wisdom cannot be learned. It has to be experienced. What all of you are going to get in this beautiful college is a certificate and knowledge. When you acquire knowledge, if it's of no use to somebody else, then I think it's a waste of your time and my time. Ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, the world in the future after COVID is going to be highly fast, accelerated. We are all going to be interconnected. Today I do sessions in Nigeria, in Riyadh, in Canada, in Bahrain, in Dubai. Where am I sitting? In my istri room, as you can see now. But you know what? I'm taking sessions to people across the world. So we are highly interconnected. Extremely, extremely important. And a very, very great part of everything that I said is the fact that you need to be unique. If 100 of you go to an interview, why are only 5 people chosen? If 100 of you get 99%, why only 5 people are chosen in the interview? There must be something about them that the interviewer sees as being an asset to the company or the organization. Even in life, why are only such few people excellent, though everyone is capable? It is because you need to push. Sometimes you need to pull. Sometimes you need to rest. So what is excellence? It is nothing but the energy that is shared between success and setbacks. Sometimes it's success, sometimes it's setback. And believe me, it's all about the energy that you're able to manage your thought, your energy, and the whole process of success versus setback. The problem with people is you're either too much setback or you're too much success. And in that process, you lose track of the fact that life has to go up and down, and never a straight line. If people are too nice to you, remember they're at your funeral. And otherwise, people are not. They're always trying to pull you down. I believe anything that is not sustainable is a waste of time. I'm a precision time manager. I don't waste anyone's time. I don't waste my time as well. I want you to learn these few tips which I'm here to share. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to share a process which has helped many, many people. So what is excellence? It's the natural process of setbacks and success. Natural. And anybody in this room, please tell me how many of you have never failed in your life? How many of you have never fought with anybody in your life? And lastly, how many of you have never been unhappy in your life? So in about 2 months before, when I met somebody, I asked them, how many of you have never been unhappy? One fellow raised his hand because he didn't know what to say. He wasn't listening. So I told him, I want to take your blood group before I go and your blood sample. Because I've never met anybody who's never been unhappy in his life. Otherwise, why would somebody who's such a sad guru, very close to Coimbatore, make millions? So it's a good question that we really need to ask each other. Okay, the biggest business turnover today is the color orange. Then comes the color green. Then comes the color yellow. And then lastly comes the color white. If you want $1 million turnover, catch hold of the people who are suffering and exploit them. And I'm sorry to say this is happening world over, not just here. There's nothing wrong in helping people, but if you're creating cults and making them dependent on you, saying I'm God, I have big issues with human beings who try to pretend to be God. Okay, you live in a 7-star hotel, you travel in a private jet, you stay in a presidential suite and call it simple living. I'm surprised, and I really don't want such simple living. So please don't believe what I'm saying also. Go in the outside world and validate what I'm saying. The reason why I decided to share this topic when Savitri asked me was because the Harvard Business Review shows through research that the fatal flaws that derail good students, number one, is lacking energy and enthusiasm. Everything else is okay. You have vision, you have goal, and very important for me, which they have understated, is the unwillingness to collaborate. Whenever I'm invited to a software company, you know what? 100 people keep calling me and telling me we don't get along with each other. 90% of the issues where there is complete failure, inability to generate funds, the company is going down, it's losses more than profits, is because you're unwilling to collaborate. One human being versus another human being. Two energies who are always head-butting. Instead of that, I want you to learn a word today. It's called synergy. So what is the first step to excellence? First one, be a brilliant communicator. If you're not a brilliant communicator, you cannot convey messages effectively. You will be highly resistant to other people's ideas because they use a language you don't understand. If I'm going to come here and tell you, hey, excuse me, I'm going to exercise voluntary control of bladder muscle, none of you will understand. But if I'm going to say, I want to make susu and do this, all of you will understand. So I'm trying to tell you that it's not what you say, but how you say that's going to make the difference between two people. Very important. Your thought processes should be expansive and positive, not restrictive and negative. And that's why I'm trying to tell you that energy is highly contagious. Good energy is contagious. Bad energy is superbly contagious. I hope you understand this. We have a chat box. I want all the students to go to your chat box and give me your life story in 3 words. Give me a happy story in 3 words. And I want even the professors, the teachers, whoever is here to do that. Chat me your life in 3 words. Give me your story in 3 words. It's not easy. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, I want everything is closed for you guys. Okay, everything, chat windows closed, question answer, everything closed. So I'm not going to be making and spending time. We'll talk about it. I'll finish quickly. So many students, when they come to me, they say, I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling restless. I'm bored. I'm feeling sleepy. Yeah, that's a natural thing in all teachers and all student interactions. When a teacher goes on baritone and says, the student will go tuck, because obviously you're speaking in alpha. That's about 14 cycles a minute. The brain feels very nice. Imagine people are struggling to sleep and teachers are putting many students to sleep and vice versa. A sleepy teacher is worse than cyanide. And you'll come there and you'll take attendance and you'll, Mom, when am I finishing? I've heard teachers complain to me. I've heard students complain to me. I had a teacher who was taking class in one of the premier business schools, and all the students always went on looking outside because there were monkeys jumping on the tree. And you know what the teacher said? When I am here, why are you looking at the monkeys? What he meant is different. What the student understood is different. When I went into a business management school and asked some of the students, what is your dream? One fellow said industrialist, another fellow said entrepreneur. One young girl was sitting there. She looked at me and said, ma'am, I want to be a mother. It's very fulfilling. And I think that it completes me as a woman. And she was very genuine in what she said. There's a very mischievous chap sitting next to her. I asked him, dude, what's your dream? You know what he said? I have no dream, but I can help her with her dream, madam. And this is how youngsters are today. Okay, they're very quick, they're very edgy, they're very quick on their feet. You know, they talk a language which many people can't understand. In fact, I had a call from Coimbatore from one of the fathers whose sons are studying in Bangalore. And he said, Yenna, madam, my son wears pant with a zip behind him. I said, let him wear, what is the problem? He said, because the zip is coming towards him like this. He doesn't know whether he's coming or going, because as a rule, the zip is in the front. So we need to learn to be either conformist or non-conformist. Anger is a big issue today because all of you want instant gratitude like Maggi noodles. You want also instant gratification. Everything in the minute. You also feel that if 10 people have got one phone, I too want that phone. It's called fear of missing out. FOMO. You also need instant gratification. Even with iPhone, you're not happy. You want iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 has also come now. It's going to be difficult. When a Roman goes to a bar, he's going to say what? He's going to say, give me 2 drinks, means he wants 5. So everything is based on the receiver, not on the giver. Be careful, okay, students? Everything what I'm talking about, excellence, is the faculty of the right side of your brain. The left side, DJ Academy will do beautifully. The universities will do, subject experts, we need it. And we definitely need it. I'm not saying you don't need it. but the right side is left to you. It's up to you to start doing some small things. The first thing you can start doing from today is please use your non-dominant body for 2 minutes. Every day, use your left hand. If you're a right-hander, use your left hand. You say hello. You istrify. You beat people with your left hand. You wash your bike. You cook. Whatever you're doing, start using your left hand a little more. What happens? The right brain starts getting active. And the right brain sometimes is completely destroyed by the time you start finishing your studies, because in our education system, we teach logic, 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 and logic. Thereby, what happens? Many of you will have toxic thinking. You'll feel sad, depressed, irritated, angry. Many of you want other people's shabashi, which means, oh, you're great, you're very nice. It's called Bhakti Marg. A student, when he uses Bhakti Marg, he'll go to Professor Narayanan and say, sir, you're looking handsome today, sir. Can I carry a bag for you today, sir? Can I bring you some tea and coffee and give you, sir? Oh, sir, because of you only, I am going to be somebody really big tomorrow. There might be a genuine thought, but it's called Bhakti Marg. If you're really good at your substance, it's called Shakti Marg, where you're thrown out of the class, but you get 100% in your exam. And at the same time, you hold love and respect for your teachers, and you come out of there without any barriers. Don't try and be perfect. You'll go to art of living. You try and be imperfect, and you'll be a great human being. Fear of conflict. Amongst human beings, you always have powerful people. In my definition, the powerful person is one that has a mind. Anybody who has a mind is powerful. Anybody who has 1200 grams here with 2.5 petabytes is superiorly powerful. Why? Because it changes the way you think and do things in life. Ladies and gentlemen, if you change the way you look at some things, the things you look at will change. The IPL season is coming. These have nothing to do with it, fortunately. But just that I used a visual so that you understand, what are you going to do after today? You need to add some things to your mindset. And it's all in the mind. Once you have it in your mind, it's very easy to manifest in the outside world. That's why we say excellence happens twice. Once inside your head and once outside your head. And that's why I keep telling people everything in life should be visualized. What you cannot see in your brain with your eyes closed, you can never get it outside in the real life. Most of us are externalized people. And very quickly taking you through the journey, what kind of a mindset are you? I asked you a question. Give me your happy story in 3 words. I'm still asking you that. Give me your happy story in 3 words. In 3 words only. And I'm going to take this at the end of the session. What kind of a mindset are you? Are you a fixed mindset? I'm like this only. My family is like this only. I'm from Tipu Sultan's family. It doesn't work. You need to be a combination of Tipu Sultan and Elon Musk. It's going to be a difficult combination. So you need to learn what? Flexibility. You also need to learn what? Newer thoughts. You need to be the first one to get there. So what is going to happen to you? Innovation and ideation. Very important. What if somebody knocks you down? You'll have to get up. And how are you going to do that? By becoming resilient. And resilience is the key word of the future. And what is resilience? The ability to stand change. The ability to embrace change. The ability to understand that I'm in difficult times and I need to go through it and not wait for it to go. Not go above it and under it. I need to go through it. And that's what excellent people do, because any challenge they would look at as a stepping stone and not a stumbling block. This is how minds function. Ladies and gentlemen, are you a fixed mindset? Are you a tough person? What is what people think about you? Are you going to be easy? Are you going to be a growth mindset or a learning mindset? There's a lot spoken in neuropsychology about the growth mindset. Not going to be talking about it, but I want you to understand we are all living in cages with the door wide open. I'm scared of other people's opinions. I'm scared of what anybody thinks of me. I'm scared of what the world will do to me. I'm scared what my family will think of me. You live in fear, and fear is a good emotion, but please don't live only in fear. You need to also start transferring some fear as fuel. And that's why we convert from fear to fire. From fear to fire. What is fire? Flexibility. The quickest one to flex is most excellent. What is I? Innovation. What is R? Resilience. And very important, the factor that separates all of us, energy. So that's why we call convert fear to fire. What is fire? Flexibility, innovation, resilience, and energy. What is this? Traits of people who are going towards excellence. That is the fuel on which all of you are going to run from tomorrow, if I make any sense to you. Like I said, go out there and validate what I'm sharing. Okay. Now, quickly, I'm going to take you through some journeys. The first one is that where I want you to watch. Okay. Share screen. Okay. And I want you to watch. Yes. Hope you're seeing the screen. Prashant, can I see a thumbs up? Yeah. All right. So there you go. So this is the first one. It's called awareness. None of us are aware. In spite of the injury, you're still not aware. And that is only because you're not paying attention. It's called gaining focus. If you're not gaining focus, it's going to be a big, big problem. Okay? Now, many of us are like this. Okay? In times of conflict, we don't know how to handle this. Okay? We know ordinary people, but we don't know how to handle conflict. So in DJ, if you meet a troublemaker, you won't be able to handle it. Why? Because all human beings are like this. How? Like herds. And what is a herd? Yeah, I'll try and show you. Okay, let me try and show you. Yeah, we are ordinary people. We behave like this. Okay, yeah. We don't know when to say yes. We don't know when to say no. Okay, so now I'm going to show you this. Many of us keep saying yes when we want to say no. I want you to please remember that you learn to say no when you want to say no. Even a dog can be trained. And if you watch him carefully, see what he likes only he says yes to. And what he doesn't like, see?
Want broccoli? Broccoli.
So you must learn to say no. There is nothing wrong with it. And 90% of the people end up where they are ending up because you keep saying yes. The brain needs to be trained. And that's why I keep telling people, train your brain. And you will end up doing a fabulous job. Okay? So in the interest of time, I'm just cutting short what it is. Many of us believe in distance learning. Okay? Just hold on a second.
You want broccoli?
Yeah.
Broccoli.
Okay. Let me just...
you want cheese?
Share the screen. There'll be some small glitches. Excuse me, I'm not a techie, but I do my best. Okay, there you go. So this is what many of us are doing. It's called distance learning program. So because you can't understand, because you can't reach, you're actually sitting there thinking you're learning. Okay, whereas you're actually wasting your time, you're wasting your teacher's time, you're wasting the fee, you're wasting everything. So at the end of the day, you need to understand that you need to have proper utilization of your time. Otherwise, you'll become like this, one amongst everybody else. If you become one amongst everybody else, you'll become like this. Okay, be careful. You'll be in a classroom, you'll become like this, and you'll become like this. This is ordinary, not excellent. Don't know what's happening, don't care. You want to be one amongst many people, okay? And when you really want to be one amongst many people, you end up just being there for no reason, okay? Some of us are very poor risk takers. Okay, we end up with MBA, we end up with BBA, we end up with PhD, and you become somebody like this. So I want everyone to exercise some caution today, because I don't want you to become like this, but never be scared by chance if this happens. So you start from where you came. So these are things that happen to all of us. Okay, these are things that happen to all of us. And I want you to remember that, yes, in spite of anything that happens to us, are you able to see? I'm going to share. Yeah. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay. In spite of everything that happens to us, please always remember that, you know, you need to remember just one word, which I told you, which is what? Which is what, like I said, fire, which is resilience, which is like what I said. Yeah, there you go. Just give me a moment, okay? Yeah, there you go. So, you know, being a doc, I can't have any excuses, but I try my best to just do this very quickly. Yeah, there we go. So, let me show you, are able to see it? Yeah, 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 yeah. So what I showed you completely about all the glass windows, what I showed you about people being conscious, people being 100% where they are. Excellence is about being 100% wherever you are. If you're partying, you're 100% there. If you're in your classroom, you're 100% there. And this is not the trait of an ordinary mind. This is the trait of a trained mind. Why? Because I'm listening to understand. I'm not listening to prove anything or reply. I'm listening because my thought and my feeling should match my action. I'm listening to learn. And very, very important, I'm using my emotion as fuel to go forward. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't allow this to happen to your phone, but many of you allow this to happen to your brain. And I have issues with it because 90% of the kids who come to me keep saying, I'm tired, I'm tired. All the younger generation is sleep deprived. And I'm not sure why, but most of you are sleep deprived. I want you to ensure that you expand your mind after today. You get excited. Only then you start exploring what? Opportunities. Remember, I told you, learn one strategy every day. So what will you do from tomorrow? Use your non-dominant hand. Use your non-dominant physical body for 10 minutes extra. First thing to do. Second, please make friends with at least one person who you think is not like you. Why? Because you're going to learn one strategy from that person because they are good at it. You don't know anything about it. What's this called? Learn to lose every day. Learn one strategy every day. Learn to lose. The first thing, use your non-dominant physical body. Second, make a friend with somebody who's unlike you. What are you gathering? You're gathering the skills and the energy that is required for you to go beyond what everybody goes. And that is excellence. Excellence is nothing but energy interactions. Excellence is nothing but energy exchange. Sometimes you're driving and you're running and you're sprinting the marathon. Slow down. That too is energy extension. That too is energy management. When it's more, you should know how to reduce it. When it's less and unnecessary, you should know how to increase it if you need it. And this entire game of energy expansion and energy management, which helps you to expand your brain, it's called neuroplasticity, is what differentiates the ordinary from the extraordinary, the ocean from the island, and very, very important, an achiever from somebody who lives an ordinary life. It's all about choices. When you look at the window, are you looking through the window or are you looking at the window? If you're not excited about things, even in college, if you're not excited about things in life, if you're not ready to experience the ups and the downs, and you're not ready to understand what these wise teachers are coming and telling you day after day, you will not understand your worth. And this is all about worth. A bar of iron costs $5 made into a horseshoe. It has just a value of $12. Made into needles, a bar of iron may be $3,500. Made into balance springs for watches, maybe $300,000. Your own value, my dear ladies and gentlemen, is determined by what you think of your worth. I think I'm very worthy. And that's why I work in 12, 13 jobs all at the top. I pay my income tax as well. I also believe that it's inside you to be a personally powerful individual without being on position. If the chair is taken away, you should still be equally powerful. And this country needs all of you. which means that at the cost of sounding maybe irreverent, let me tell you, if you guys don't buck up, we will not exist in future. We need to break away from all that keeps you from going ahead. Your worth lies between your ears. And I feel that Indians have the capacity to do a lot of things. As human beings, we are very talented. We've been exposed to lots of things. We can understand the difference between souffle and sambar. They asked a couple of idlis, I believe, what do you do on the weekend? They said, we get drunk in sambar. So if you really enjoy what you're saying, what you're speaking, what you're doing, at the end of the day, it's just about being funny. Today's generation, if I ask them, please smile, they'll ask me, why? You need a reason, is it, to smile? If I crack a joke, they'll tell me, please tell the meaning of this joke. So you want a meaning in a joke, is it? You know, during our times, if we saw somebody falling down in a movie, we used to laugh. Now they'll say, why did he fall? How did he fall? What was the context why he fell? Is this human right violation? And then only they'll decide whether to laugh or whether to go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, your challenges for becoming excellent are this. One, your emotion. Forever crying, forever jumping, forever doing something. You need a balanced emotional state. Any one emotion which is in excess can hamper your excellence. Second, time. Always gossiping. Always massaging each other and not bothered. Your parents are next to you, you don't even speak to them, but you're so happy with your 50,000 likes. No problem. Everything deserves your space. Social media is good, use it. Don't allow social media to use you. All right, devices are good, use it. But don't allow the device to use you. And very important, attention. Everyone's focus is just for about 20 nanoseconds. After that, you lose it. You become like Buddha mode. Teacher comes, teacher goes, you're in some other world. That's why I tell you, excellence is 100% where you are. What these teachers bring to the table, you will never get from books, because it's called experience. Very quickly, I want to ask Professor Narayanan quickly, which is the different cat, please? Can you quickly? I'm going to count from 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anybody? Savitri, Sri Raman, anybody? Okay, this is a test for observation. See, in 8 seconds, if you're not figuring out, you're slowly getting distracted. The third cat is eyebrows.
3, ma'am.
So yeah, we need to really keep going like that. I already explained the concept of fire to you. I already explained the concept of what you should do with your body. Now, very, very important, you need to have what we call mental exercise. Start having one exercise for your mind. What is that? The first one, snap your fingers. If you can snap both your fingers alternatively at least 15 times, it works wonders. How long? 3 minutes. If you're angry, do it rapid, but don't do it together. The challenge is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alternate. The next one, make a round sign. Wow, Professor Narayanan is looking good. Okay, the other one, I want peace with you. Next thing, what do? You're looking good and I want peace. So keep alternating between these two. You make a round sign, you make a peace sign. You make a round sign, you make a peace sign. When you alternate these practices, you're actually setting some small wiring, to start flickering. When that flickers, your brain starts functioning beautifully. It's like having 100% charge. If you don't do small physical body exercises to trigger your brain, it's like watching pornography in low Wi-Fi. All you youngsters know how difficult it is. Nothing will come. You'll be watching, you'll be wondering, like download. Something should happen, right? The same way. Be careful, okay? Now, I want to give you 2 examples of a student of mine. Now, this was a guy doing MBA with me. Okay, his father was a very famous police officer, wanted son to be police officer. But he came into me and said, if I become that, I'm not going to be surviving. And then he came and told me, Ushy ma'am, you need to speak to him. So you know what, with so much difficulty, we managed to bridge gaps. Today, you know who he is? He's one of the most active, most in demand DJ, just like your college. And you know what? He earns tons of money. You know what? He's a happy young man. Martin is a student of mine many years ago. I've got thousands of success stories, starting from the television actor Chang, who was a dentist and currently he's into media. You need to explore, why are you doing your MBA? You need to explore, why am I studying? Why am I doing what I do? If you don't know the why of what you do, then there's no use doing what you do. because you are wasting time. Remember, awareness, become a master communicator, and 3, manage your time. It's called ACT. I already taught you fire, flexibility, innovation, resilience, and energy. These are the few words you can take away with you and then keep reading about it. Keep in touch with me. I'll be more than happy to help you out here. The second story, this is Akshay. Akshay, when he came to me, when he was doing his MBA, he came on that bike. Now, this is Akshay today. It's just 5 years. And 5 years ago, I discussed with him because he's the only boy who came to me and said, ma'am, is it wrong to want to own a Ferrari when you're 30 years old? And I told him, what is wrong? It's all here. You want a jet? Let's get you one. And you know what? He did exactly as was told. He worked really hard with focus, with determination, with innovation. He proved time and again he's a master communicator. Today, he's not having a Ferrari maybe, but an Audi for a 28-year-old, beautiful. And I think he's really reached where he wants to. He keeps in touch. You can see him on Instagram. You can go and ask him who's Ushy. He's going to tell you, she beat me on my bum when it was very critical. She spurred me on my side when it was very critical and very important. She set my bum on fire because I'm not a Diwali rocket. I have to go to the Mars. And that is the difference because both rockets are rockets. If you're ordinary, Diwali rocket. If you're excellent, rocket that goes to Mars. We don't know what is in store there. But at the same time, it takes a lot of prep. Ladies and gentlemen, one last story before I end. Now, this is a 45-year-old boy. 40-year-old when he came to me. Today is 45. He came to me and said, Ushy ma'am, I'm very old. People say I'm physically not capable, but I want to win the speed circuit racing. Is it wrong to want it? By the way, the circuits are in Coimbatore only. So he comes there. And then he told me, you know, I'm just not winning. I come till the last round in the first position, but in the last round, my mind gets distracted. I lose. So he underwent a lot of mind training. We did a lot of coaching. I just asked him 3 questions. Every day, write down in your book, I am, I can, I have. The secret to your mind, my dear ladies and gentlemen, is I am, I have, and I can. If you write these 3 things down continuously for 21 days, you'll be 100% familiarizing yourself with your software. And you can use it to get where you want. I am, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm fickle, I'm jealous, I'm envious, I'm lazy. You need to use adjectives. When you say, I have a bike, I have a house, you have everything to be grateful for. I have education, I've got parents, I've got friends, I've got family, I've got somebody to pay my fees. So what is that? That is something which charges you up every day because there are many people who don't have all of that. And I can swim, I can ride a bike, I can drive a car. So what are you doing? You're actually making note of all the assets and the personal assets that you have to fuel your goal and your dream. So when you say I am, I have, I can, it's like what we call the mantra to your success. And you need to do this for a month. I can't do it, you have to do it. Now, after everything that I did, the next race, which was about 3 or 4 years ago, I guess, yeah. So 4 years ago, this is exactly what I said. I am, I have, and I can. At the end of the day, you'll know what happened to him. There he is. Very old chap. You can see both the boys next to him are quarter his age. But all I did was remove the distraction, bring on pinpoint focus. You know what? Today, his daughter, Aditi Krishnan, you can see on Instagram, 15-year-old girl, also a biker, also working with me, first time represented India in Spain, brought back 100 cups. And from this fellow, it was only the first time. From 10 onwards, last year onwards, 2 years ago it started, every cup was his. 40 years didn't matter. I can't do it, didn't matter. I am, I have, I can mattered. And today he does it on his own. So I'm just trying to tell you, you need that push, you need that spur. This is Aditi at a younger age. And today she's holding the same cup, riding the same bike. That's why my dear students, my dear friends who are here, thank you so much for coming by. Where there is a will, there is a highway. And if you think there is a will, there is a way, then please don't talk to me. Because I cannot deal with it. That is for the ocean. I'm the one who creates islands. And I'm sorry, that is a bias, because at the end of the day, you tell me who your friends are and I will tell you who you are. Your energy should be as powerful as better than the best. If you do not want to get better than the best, you will never even get to the best. And this is something that you have to start thinking very quickly. All human beings, I love my students because we meet, we talk, all of them are with me on Instagram. Every Saturday, 6 p.m., we have a live talk with each other. We just chat up, we don't give any gyan. At the end of the day, we are connected. And the stronger the connection, the stronger the bond, the stronger the powerful field. It's like Wi-Fi, which cannot be matched. Ladies and gentlemen, when our needs are not met, we cannot function the way we are meant to be. If you don't have love in your life and you don't have a sense of belonging, that I am a part of DJ, I am a part of CMA, I am a part of something that's really large and important, and I'm very important, you'll become like that sweeper. If you go to NASA and ask a sweeper, what are you doing? He will not say, I'm a sweeper. He'll say, I am putting a man on the moon. If you ask a sweeper in NASA, what do? He'll say, I'm helping put a man on the moon. Why? Because it starts with that process. And that's exactly what I'm telling you guys. 5 years down the line, if any of you remember me, you will know what I'm talking about. I believe that core values cannot be substituted. These are things which are inside you. You'll have to inculcate it. I will never speak a lie. I would rather die fighting on my feet than begging on my knees. I believe honesty, authenticity, integrity. People love me, and I'm so, so blessed because of that. As much as they hate me because they can't be like me, I'm still blessed because of that. I believe a lot of people trust and give me their children's lives. They give me their lives as well. Ladies and gentlemen, ask what would make you happy in contributing. 90% of the people are successful, but only 10% are contributors to society. You don't need age, you don't need money. You only need the will to contribute. What I'm doing today is contribution. What I'm doing today is adding value to at least 10 of you in this hall. And if you believe that I've added value, you should tell the world about it. I'm not somebody who has PR and advertising. I'm somebody who goes through what people say. If Savitri did not say that, you can please help her to come here, I wouldn't have been with your academy at all. And I'm most grateful to Savitri. And I'm just trying to tell you this because your work lets you be. You need to be doing something about your communication skills. My sessions for students online are free. Feel free to come by. We do sessions for you. Come and learn how to be a communicator, how to be silent, how to also speak strong. And that's why I'm saying the future of communication is like this. Ladies hostel for men. I don't know what it means, but there are many meanings to this because somebody believes in it. Manage your time effectively, and only one plan. Write to me. I'll share the PPT with the professor. You can always collect it, or you can circulate it. And nothing belongs to me. Everything goes through me. I want all the students to establish a strong time plan. Committed time, personal time, academic time, mental plan. Revise the schedule. I am, I have, I can. And don't forget fire and awareness, communication, and time management. Don't forget to use the non-dominant part of your body. If you're right-hander, it's your left side. If you're a left-hander, it's your right side. Whatever is non-dominant, you need to start learning to use it. You need to create a schedule, and that's why I said awareness, communication, and time. In a span of this time, I can only share so much with you. We need to have a people-first culture. These are excellent people. We need to be curious. Keep asking why, what, how, what is there? Let everybody say, get out, no problem. And your values, you can never afford to compromise. You give me $1 million, I will not share it. Humble, I'm not really sure. That is something I am. But I've observed that a person who does one job and screams and shouts through PR agencies gets more work than somebody who's done 1 million jobs and prefers to keep quiet. I want all of you to join me on social media, on Instagram. I also want you to start meditating. Not religiously, but scientifically. If you really want something, you should ask me, because I believe that punching people is not allowed. So you need to maintain your calm. You need to be, completely in an element. You can see things clearly. And if your windscreen is clear, you can drive in the thunderstorm. Ladies and gentlemen, great thanks to CMA for allowing me and joining this session. I'm summing up the whole session today by saying, have the hunger. Like I said, you need to want to become excellent. You need to have focus. A man who's going full speed with no direction will soon be nowhere. And you'll have to start all over again. You're wasting your time. Benchmark against the best. Always stop saying I'm not capable. Look at what you can and beat it. They say find one reason to die and then live for it. Okay, find one reason to kill and start killing for it. Okay, focus on efforts. I can't, excuses. I never even talk about it. It's always focus on efforts. Proper mentoring. Why are we all there? So that if you reach out, you can be mentored. Nobody who has a mentor is going anywhere. The most successful coaches in the world, the most successful sports people, they have a bond nobody can explain. Technique is not everything. Your degrees are not everything. Go all out. Stop putting your foot on the clutch and driving. Stop putting your foot on the brake and driving. You need to use your gear shifts and go according to whatever the terrain is, and slow down sometimes, go fast sometimes, but stop sometimes. But make sure at some point you're always refueling. Be adaptable. Be like the fire, flexibility, innovation, resilience, and energy. If you have questions, I'm open to questions. You should have the ability to embrace change. You must be awesome at communication. You must have drive and selflessness. Keep smiling, okay? It keeps your health good. It also helps you grow hair in the right places. It also helps you to stay slim. Cortisol will never be released when you're You like somebody, You don't like somebody, All right? Because cortisol doesn't release. It's not good for you. Cut down all the emotions that are keeping you. Human energy is beautiful. I believe in it 100%. People are paying attention to one another. Have the respect. Have the respect of listening. Have the respect of appreciation. And have the respect of gratitude. I'm open to questions. These are all my students. They said, put my picture yesterday. Okay, they'll also be watching from somewhere. But I'm just trying to tell you that build positive relationships. These are students of mine 6 years ago. Today, they are all in Deloitte. And they're still in Bangalore. They keep in touch. They call me names. They call me all kinds of things. One of them calls me, hi, babes. You know, they call me all kinds of things. So you're welcome so long as you're honest and you're genuine and you respect me. I think I never let go the word respect. I really am grateful to DJ Academy, Professor Narayanan, Savitri, Sri Raman, and of course, Coimbatore Management Association. It's not all about just an event or just something. I believe change is learning is growing, growing is living, so please live. Sometimes you just have to leave it. Everything that goes out of your life is for the better. And I'm a living example. Okay, there's a book written about me which says when dreams have wings, you need to flutter your wings and you need to find your space. If you keep getting afraid and you're scared you're going to fall, then so be it. Become the ocean. You want to become an island, you know what you should do. Thank you so much for your time, your attention, and for most importantly, having me over. My name is Dr. Ushy. I want all you students to share a story, take a couple of pictures. I would love to have a couple of screenshots. I don't know how you guys do it, but maybe all of you should switch on your cameras. I'd love to see some of you at least. Give me feedback, give me appreciation, give me all your love. Ladies and gentlemen, it's awesome knowing all of you. And if I can take back 10 people from here, my life and my time investments have been very wise. If I cannot, I will work harder. That's why I tell people, those of you who love me, raise your hands. Those of you who don't, raise your standards. Because the only one reason why you wouldn't like me is for that. We're so busy watching out for what's ahead of us that we don't take time to enjoy where we are. So this virus and no virus, don't worry about it. I believe that there are some of us like this, sitting and waiting to happen. Some of us wishing, and only some of us will make it happen. Which group you want to belong to? My dear students and everybody here, you decide. Thank you once again. My name is Ushy. Keep in touch. Write to ushy@gmail.com. That ID is also created by a student. Okay, it's a very normal. He says, write Tushy. And Tushy means bum. Okay, so he says, we won't forget it, you too won't forget it. So I'm most active on Instagram. Join me on my chats at 6 p.m. live on Saturdays. Also join me on Telegram. I have a group which is connected to my dear friends, CMA, my dear teachers. Once again, wishing all of you a happy Teachers' Day. You die only once. You have a chance to live strong every single day. There's only a difference of one thought between what you are and what you wish to be. Thank you so much, and I'm open to questions.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So excellent listening to you for the last almost 70 minutes, 70, 75 minutes. One of the powerful talks which we have come across in the recent past. Thank you very much. No wonder why you seem to be having many, many followers. And the number of followers is getting added by another 100 today.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody who has questions, I see quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Sriraman, can you please coordinate?
Yes, sir, I'll coordinate.
Yeah.
Ma'am, there's a question. Ma'am, first of all, thank you so much. It's been a fantastic session. Really thoroughly got inspired, more than enjoyed. I got inspired also.
Yeah.
Ma'am, before taking up questions, please meet Mr. Krishna Kumar. He is the Secretary of Coimbatore Management Association.
Hi, Krishna Kumar.
Oh, namaste.
Namaste, namaste.
There's
I come to a place called Palakkad, which is very near Coimbatore. I'm a Palakkad.
If I can take the privilege of jumping the queue, which is not people who believe in excellence do, can I ask the first question?
Please, sir. Please, sir.
It's been a different kind of a monsoon today, a torrential downpour of energy, which has made us all feel so great. I mean, it's no exaggeration, but it's absolutely what we feel. And I'm sure that people who have seen and gone through this program would have really felt recharged, that the batteries are not going to go down for the next maybe couple of months. Only one small question. Whenever we come across such talks, there is a lot of inspiration which comes to us and we want to do things. But as you have said, it is in the practice of excellence that we are able to succeed. How do we continue to inspire ourselves, and how do we keep this fire going that you have raised in our bellies?
So it's all about like what we call if you're going to make new friends, you will stay inspired. If you are going to work your body out, you will stay physically fit. You're generating what we call dopamine, and dopamine and endorphins are a must for all of us to stay inspired. Third, and the most important, learn to walk the path of truth. There's a little bit of spirit involved here. Most of us choose the easy way. And that's why I tell people, whenever you have a temptation to be right or kind, always be kind, you'll always be right. We always try and choose things which are selfish. I'd ask you to start with self-interest, which means learn the art of giving. And giving is not when I have $1 million. Giving is when I have 3 rupees, I give away 2. And that is all giving. So whenever you give, you're gifted with so much of energy that you really don't need any external motivation. And the most important, learn to spend 15 minutes meditating every day. If you don't have a mind and body connection, both of them will start working in different directions. They will end up tugging at each other, whereas instead of going through success, you will go through what we call recess. And what happens is you're actually wasting all your energy every day because you're going in 2 different directions. So you need to engage the body, engage the mind, and very important, nourish the soul. And unless you do that, you cannot be a self-motivated person. You cannot always have somebody coming in and, poking you there. Yeah. That's why 10% only will be above the mediocrity.
And the trick is to stay in touch with people like you who can infuse positivity all the time. Yes. Thank you so much.
People, the ocean can't come to you. You can always go to the ocean. It's like going to a perfume shop, Krishna Kumar.
Huh?
When you go to a perfume shop and come out, you always smell good, right?
Yeah,
when you
absolutely.
buy perfume, you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
So, ma'am, there's a question from Mr. Ananta Shakti. What behavior do you think you repeat that gets in the way of team effectiveness?
The first thing in a team is I. There's too much me and there's too much I in a team. If you have too much of me and too much of I, that is a repeated behavior that puts off the team. If you allow other people to come forward, get together, collaborate and delegate, I think the team is complete by itself. You should make yourself less and less available until there's failure or irresponsibility, because then the team leader comes in and says, I am responsible. It happens the other way. During times of success, you claim you are responsible. And during times of failure, you say everyone else did it. It should be what we call reverse engineering. It should be something called the theory of paranoia. Which means that everybody in the team is out to get me success. And when you work on reverse paranoia, instead of working on the fact that everyone here is going to harm me, then you end up in a success mode. So take out I, take out me from the team. You'll be 100% on a behavior which is forging ahead.
Ma'am, there's a question from Lokeshwaran. He's a final year MBA at DJ Academy. He has asked a typical question like a student. Ma'am, as a student, I have a problem on priorities. So what's your insight on that?
See, every day do you go to the potty? You know what happens when you don't go to potty, right? Other people will suffer because of you. Okay? The same way, every day you brush your teeth, every day you have your bath. Now, you don't understand really why, but I'll tell you, you must. So when I tell you that priority is a matter of concern, so choose something that's important to you more than what is urgent to you. If you choose something that is important, you'll be on the right track. If you keep choosing things that are urgent, you forget that urgent things can be delegated. Someone else can do it as well. But what is important to you, only you can do. And that's why it's very important that you jot down at least 2 to 3 things a week that are really important to you. I am, I have, I can. If you don't have these 3 things written down every day, at the end of 1 month, you will not know your priorities. Otherwise, you will understand your priorities, because if you're just thinking it, it will disappear by evening. And that's why we say prioritize by understanding what is important and not only what is urgent. Urgent can be delegated, urgent can be done later, but important has to be done now. And that's how you need to delegate, because if you don't delegate the right way, your check boxes will start becoming more. You'll end up doing a lot of what we call spare time mismanagement, 24 hours online, 24 hours checking email, 24 hours doing SMS, what we call textual massaging. You became textually satisfied people. And at the end of the day, 24 hours studying. This is not good for you. You need to be in touch with the gaming, with also the real aspects, and with the academics. If you're not in touch with all of these 3 things, like I said, your mind, your body, no point going to a gym when your head is full of kachra. No point having a bath when your thoughts are full of rubbish. You need to have a thought management system, and you need to have a task management system. The day both of these will meet, your priorities can be adjusted. And there's nothing wrong. What is the worst that can happen? Anything that didn't kill you only makes you stronger. So go for it. And if you die, call me. I'll see you up there too. And if you're going down there too, I know how to come there.
Beautifully explained, ma'am. So, ma'am, we have a question from Mr. Ramji, treasurer of CMA. Sir is asking, excellence is about a way of life. You strive, work hard till you succeed. How much would self-motivation be important in this way of life?
If you don't have the ignition key, you cannot drive a car. You might have a thought to go to the moon. You might want to become the Prime Minister of India. You might want to become the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. In this case, I would not recommend it. You might want to, become an IAS officer. You might want to fly a plane. But if only a thought could do it, 90% of us should have been excellent. You need a thought and a deed. That's why if you don't push yourself, my name is Ushy, there's USH in there itself, so I'm quite pushy. So I believe that if you don't push yourself, then you'll end up being ordinary, no problem. You'll end up doing things that everybody does for a living. You want a salary. If you want a salary, you will get it. If you want to do an industry, you will do it. If you want to be a magnate, you will be. Nobody asks you to. Unless you want it, you don't end up doing things for other people. And if you want it, the only person stopping you is the person you see in the mirror every day. So I believe you can either be a master of effort or you can be a slave to excuses. If you go onto my YouTube channel, you see all the videos there, you will actually see exactly what I'm referring to. There are paths, there are steps, there are slow processes, and there are quick processes. And luck is a big word. I don't much believe in it. I think it's my job to go out there and create what I want. I am a master of one kick practiced 50,000 times. I am a friend of Bruce Lee, and he believes in one kick practiced 50,000 times. The younger generation believes in 50,000 kicks practiced once. That's not expertise. That's called puski in Konkani. It's a fart.
Okay, great, ma'am. Ma'am, we have a question from Mr. Ramesh. He's a DJ alumnus. He works in Zoho, I believe. So he's asking, as an academician, I know you will be able to guide me on this question.
Yes.
I have always had this confusion. While we explore or strive to gain knowledge, which do you think is better? Is it horizontal or vertical, gaining in-depth from the same industry or across different industries?
First of all, you need to have crisp, short, sharp sentences. Okay, the human brain gets distracted in half a second. So if you have 5 sentences in one sentence, by the time the first sentence is over, you'll think of Silk Smitha. Okay, because that's how quickly the brain gets distracted. Okay, now the first and the most important thing we need to understand, like how you're saying, is the question was, how do you separate academically? What did he say? How do you separate?
Yeah, he has a confusion while we explore or strive to gain knowledge, which
Both have to happen side by side. You see, rote learning, when you go to a school or when you go to a college, is awesome, it's intelligent, it's must. But that doesn't guarantee anything. All the knowledge in the world without application is of no use. So if you're not ready to experiment with the knowledge that you have, you're not ready to innovate with the knowledge that you have, you're not ready to ideate with the knowledge that you have, you become redundant. And that's why even every person that comes out of an IIT or an IIM is not gainfully employed. Every person that comes out of institutions of excellence, including your institution, only 10 to 20% are excelling. Everyone else is doing a job. So it's all about choices. It's all about the yeses and the nos. It's all about how long are you ready to wait. Why does someone come second in a running race? Because you see the first fellow winning and you pull down. But instead, if you jump harder, you can become, and I've got examples. I've got people who cannot walk, walking today. I've got patients who thought they're dying, actually making other people die. I understand couples, I understand fights, and I understand young children. And I believe today being Teachers' Day, somebody was telling me the other day that I believe one of the teachers came in because one of the boys bunked the online class saying he's not well. So when the teacher came in home, I believe the grandfather very innocently told the young boy, go and hide. You told your teacher you're not well, no? So I believe he told the grandfather, you go and hide. I told the teacher you died. So you can imagine, right? So this younger generation is very sharp, you know, so we need the sharpness of the brain, but you also need clarity of direction. If you don't have clarity of direction, then you're going nowhere. Whatever the plan, whatever the knowledge, whatever the wisdom. So actually an action plan is a must. And plan A, plan B and all, these are all good in books. You know, when customer care calls you, only first 2 seconds you'll say, hello, how are you, who is this? Next 2 minutes you'll say, yarada ide. You start abusing in your mother tongue. So all human beings, they are creatures of not ration, but emotion. So you need to occupy a lot of emotional intelligence in gainfully engaging, you know, your directions, because emotion is the fuel. And many people don't realize it. Anger is fuel. You know, what is black? Other side of white. What is chaos? Other side of calm. What is calm? Other side of noise. You know, what is talking? Other side of silence. So the brain operates in extremes. So you must actually find out yourself and see what suits you, because you cannot be a square peg in a round hole. It's not a good fit. So if you're an introvert, please don't choose sales and marketing. You will soon give it up. So the personality and the traits must match the skills. Not possible otherwise. Anything else?
Ma'am, there's one question. So what's the mantra for stress buster?
The mantra is drink Horlicks every day. I'm joking. The mantra is find yourself one reason to die for and then live for it. I know if you tape my mouth and tie my hands and tell me you can never add value to another life, that is the last day of my life. The same way, you need to find out what is that one thing that you will never ever exchange for anything in life. And that should light the fire in you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have the passion for something, they say if your soul doesn't burn with passion, then it's of no use. But if your soul burns with passion, it's your job to get burned to ashes by it. Otherwise, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Nobody asks me to do what I do. In fact, everybody tells me, stop it, you've gone old, go and sleep somewhere. But I'm not going to stop it because it gives me something money can't buy. And it's called a kick. If something doesn't give you a kick, right, don't do it. You'll be only putting 50% energy in that. And we're not talking 500 ml. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't make it your complete fuel, right? Yeah, it's not going to work. Yeah. Is there anything else?
Ma'am, one question is there. If you're okay, shall I take a few more questions?
I'm free now until 2 o'clock, no problem.
So Ranjit, he's a student of DJ Academy. He's asking, what behavior do you think you repeat that gives in the way of team effectiveness?
Yeah. Team effectiveness, another one. Same question, no?
Yeah, team effectiveness.
What about team effectiveness, Sri Raman?
Oh, you stopped at team effectiveness. What behavior do you think you repeat that gets in the way of team effectiveness? Probably he's asking about the behavior towards a team effectiveness.
No, there's no behavior that promotes or worries about the team. Teams are about people. And if you know to manage people well, the best leaders are the ones who allow other people all the work. Choose all the lazy people in your team, they'll give you the easiest ways to do the work. And use people according to their strengths and skill sets. Appreciate people for who they are. Show them you're vulnerable. Don't do backseat driving. Allow and hold people responsible and accountable. So I would say be vulnerable. Tell people I don't know technology. You come and help me. Tell people that once you finish this, I know that you'll do a fabulous job. I'll do my bit. So you need to actually be a contributor from behind. We call it PTS, prepare to serve. You will come to serve only when everybody else finishes. And not coming everywhere and saying, see how I did it? Now you also do it like that. See how well I'm doing it? Can you do it like me? So, you know, if you start having what we call the God effect with the halo and things like that, it's going to be a big, big, big problem. And that's why we say the entire act, which is called behavior, is that of allowing people to be independent functioners. If you allow together each to be different, you'll have a team in place. You cannot have everybody together. Everybody goes on the same route and everybody goes towards the same direction. But the speeds are different. The skills are different. The traits are different. You have a front end and a back end. Your job is to be in the middle and keep going ahead and coming behind as well. Okay. Right? Yeah. So everything runs on trust. So trust is the key to all behavior. If I trust you, I will do anything that you ask me to do. If I like you, I will give my life. But if I don't have trust and likability, I would refuse to work 100% under you. Right? Yeah. And these are all imagined positions. If I'm a team leader and also an imagined position, you wear chaddi, I too wear chaddi. If you do the wrong things, both our chaddis will fall out. And everyone will laugh at us. So it's all about, you know, you who's patting who's back and who's kicking who's bum. So you need to be tough. You also need to have direction and discipline. Without these three, no teams can function. It's not all about I love you all, come here, let's do satsang together. No. There are companies which depend on you. There's also income. There's also turnover. There's a lot of things in business. Business cannot be just all about processes. It also has to be about people and processes. That's all. Yeah. It's not one behavior, okay? It's everything. It's together.
True, ma'am. Ma'am, Dr. S.T. Nambi, he is a professor at DJ Academy. Sir is asking, Tom Peters in his book In Search of Excellence says, hard is soft and soft is hard. Could you please enlighten?
I'm sure you already know it, no, sir? Being a professor and having read the book. Is that a doubt or was that a test? Okay, let me tell you one thing. My philosophy, not Tom Peters. I will say that I'm always hard on issues and soft on people. I attack the behavior, but not the person. If I find something is not appropriate, I slam what is not appropriate, but I'm really kind to the person. So I dissociate the person from the behavior and I show the person the behavior, which means that there's something called self-correction which happens. I believe I'm very warm, very kind, very compassionate, extremely an empath towards people. So they know if Ushy ma'am shouts at me, she really cares. I've never asked my student for attendance, but I've had 100% attendance for the last 28 years. So the principal of the college where I teach in Bangalore asked me, how is it that the kids attend all your classes? I said, you should ask them. And you know what the boy said? Jab Ushy ma'am dekhti hai na, to sussu aa jati hai. I've never shouted at anybody, but everybody knows that you get on my wrong side and definitely this is not going to be left without action. So that's why they say that an ant is enough to kill an elephant. So it's all what you're going and targeting. I'm awesome to people, but if I find that there is some lapse, I'm really soft on the person and really, really hard on the behavior. Because behavior, good behavior needs to be reinforced and shit behavior needs to be completely negated. Yeah. So that's for me, hard and soft. Hard on issues, soft on people. Professor Nambi, I hope I'm able to add some value. Thanks. I hope I pass the test.
Thank you, ma'am. I think there are no more questions. Also,
are you asking everybody else to switch on the cameras?
Ma'am, actually, camera attendees can't switch on. Because we'll have to take all in the panel. We can't accommodate so much in the panel.
No, but we have, can you guys switch on your cameras, please? Let me do this. Speaker view, gallery view. Kahan pe yaar, participants. Do we have the speaker view? Can you make it gallery view?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Let me just do it.
You can, no? The setting, it's all about the setting. Yeah, gallery view.
Yeah, gallery views come.
Gallery only we are there. Where the hell are these 70+ kids?
Okay.
They're hiding in hell. Oh my God, only our photos are there. Ayo, who wants it? I love the kids and, I generally take a lot of pictures. They make a lot of signs and, the elders are all constipated. Isab looks, the young people, they are the ones who do a lot of action and, they are happy. Anyway, I think your settings are like that. That's not a good setting. Let me tell you, okay? In places where I go, I change all the settings. Had I known this, I should have told you guys before only. Don't worry what they do. If we are not seeing them, then there's no connect. As it is online, is zero connect. Wherever I go to any MBA colleges, all of them have to switch on. They have to wear their chaddi, lungi, no chaddi. Camera should be on for me. Yeah. So I think, I'm grateful to you guys. And I request all the students to please I would request all of you also, including Professor Savitri, everybody, just please drop by my pages. And even if it's on Facebook, I'd appreciate a nice review and a recommendation.
Sure.
And you can share a couple of photographs. Sriraman, did you get a couple of nice photographs?
It will be super photos, ma'am. I will send you.
Yeah.
Definitely, we'll be sharing everything to you, ma'am. Okay. May I request Mr. Krishna Kumar to propose the vote of thanks, please?
Good afternoon, friends. Once again, it's been a very, very enlightening session this morning. I think there has been a lot of adrenaline flowing in our veins, and I'm sure there has been a lot of takeaway for people. The fact that you not only spoke of excellence, but you gave a complete roadmap made it all the more purposeful. The one thing that really admired was the need to have a purpose in life which will drive you till your last minute. And if excellence is going to be a mantra that you're going to really believe in, you can make it happen. I'm sure this talk is going to make a lot of difference, not only to the students of DJ Academy, but also to all the participants of this particular program. And I'm sure we'll take the first step today to start the practice of excellence on behalf of the Coimbatore Management Association and the DJ Academy for Managerial Excellence. I'd like to sincerely thank our leadership coach, the highly energetic Dr. Ushy Mohan. I would like to tell the name again, Dr. Ushy. Please don't call her Sushila next time. These errors are never done by people from Coimbatore. So
yes.
As an expert in branding, I thought this was brand recall to the fore, where we had her name really spelled so many times, ma'am. I have learned a lesson in branding today. So when I go next time online, I will make sure to ensure that my name is repeated twice and thrice, and I don't have this experience. So there'll be a lot of fire in our belly and a lot of motivation for all of us. And I'm sure that this is going to be our landmark. Let's keep in touch with you. Let's make things happen. And let's create a band of leaders from Coimbatore who will show India the pathway to excellence. Thank you all so much. It's been a very wonderful and purposeful meeting. And thanks a lot to Professor Dr. Narayan and the entire team at DJ Academy for making this happen. Thank you all very much. And we would love to next time see all the energetic students of DJ Academy on the screen along with Dr. Ushy. Thank you so much once again. Bye-bye.
Next time, I hope to see all of you live, Savitri. I'll come to Coimbatore and visit all you guys when I come and do my work. Until then, thank you, Savitri, so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, ma'am.
And can you tell us about whether the recorded link will be available on YouTube after the program is over, sir?
Very well, sir.
Absolutely. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
You need to edit it, yeah, because when it becomes too long, it becomes too much. But I always recommend that you edit it and put it up in a very, kind of viewable format with just the essence of everything. I'm sure you have it there. Some people just go put in everything there, and the other people call me and say, "Why are you giving us?" So when you're doing it live, it just passes on. But recorded versions, you should put your logo and your college and for the college as well as for the CMA. I think it makes sense. Thank you so much. Have a great.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Keep in touch. Thank you so much.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Bye-bye.